What is going on, everybody? Thammagotcha here, and welcome into another video. We're jumping into the Ultra League. I know Ultra League's not in, but it's gonna come back next season. You guarantee it is, and we have a shoutcast for everybody today. So thank you, Humble Cow 420, for sending in these battles, and they have an amazing triple legendary team of Cobalion, Cresselia, and Giratina, one of the most bulkiest teams you can have in the Ultra League. So let's check out these battles here. Oh, great lead here coming in, and they swap into a Swampert, and you have an amazing answer with Giratina altered. Giratina is going to have to take these earthquakes to the face, but you end up shielding the first one, which is the correct play, because if you no shield the first one, you could potentially get Hydro Cannon baited after, which is not the play you want to do. So gonna CMP tie, probably not the best move. Gonna go for the earthquake here. That does so much damage, even though it's a Giratina altered. Swampert just hits like a truck. Now you can just be able to farm all the way down, and you have all this loaded energy for this Cresselia when it wants to come back in. And you do have the Shadow Sneak here to do some super effective damage. Not a lot though, because Giratina has more of a defense and HP stat than it does the attack stat. But getting that Cresselia nice and low, in comes the Rayquaza, and you have the Dragon Claw, sorry, locked and loaded, getting that first shield of the game, and you can come back in here with the Cobalion. Gonna take a resisted breaking swipes. You can take this all day, no problem. Does get the attack drop, but you get the Stone Edge here. Probably gonna be getting that last shield of the game. Yes, it is, and now you can just stay in or catch the breaking swipe on Cresselia. You could have stayed in, forced them to either swap out or take them out. Either way, you won the game anyways. Kind of had them hard countered to begin with, but hopping into the next matchup here. Pretty good matchup here against Walrein. The opponent's gonna throw one Powder Snow and then hop into the Cresselia. This is a pretty good matchup here for Giratina, throwing on correct timing, not allowing a full confusion through. This is a confusion Cresselia, not a Psycho Cut, and actually that was a CMP tie. Sorry, my bad. So Moonblast gonna be coming in, not enough to KO, but it does do a massive amount of damage. And again, throwing on correct timing here. I love the move time throwing. Shadow Sneak coming in, not enough to KO, and you get the Dragon Claw after one more Shadow Claw. My gosh, so many claws here, I don't even know what to do. And they end up shielding. You're gonna shield yourself too, just to force switch advantage here. You're gonna get the farm down. Do you have the Dragon Claw locked and loaded? Yes, you do. Nice chip damage for the Walrein. Walrein is gonna get a little bit of a farm down, which could be scary against your Cobalion, but it's so unfortunate they catch the Sacred Sword on the shiny Virizion. So you do have Future Sight or Moonblast for this Virizion, but you don't want to show that you don't have Grass Knot. So it's good to just throw the Moonblast here. Sacred Sword is not going to be doing enough damage. They must be running Sacred Sword and Stone Edge here. Not going to go for the full charge. I like that little bit of undercharge. Probably get some more energy for the back end here against the Walrein. Sacred Sword, again, if you're the opponent, you want to be running something other than Sacred, or you don't throw the Leap Blade or the Stone Edge. It's gonna do more damage. You're gonna catch the Earthquake, and that does so much damage. Not enough to KO, but you are able to get to the Sacred Sword. You probably could have farmed down and gotten to a Sacred Sword to go. Either way, you still had a full health Cresselia and a shield in the back to go. So gonna no shield this. Do they have the Stone Edge? No, it's just a Sacred Sword. It must be a single mood Virizion, I'm presuming, or they are just shield baiting the crap out of you. And either way, you got to the Moonblast, but you're throwing the Future Sight, the BM. Get that Virizion out of here. Left, right, good night. And that's gonna be a good game. Well played. Really good matchup here, and they're gonna swap into a Cresselia. So you do have your Giratina altered form here. Altered, yes, altered. Future Sight gonna be coming in. They don't have Moonblast, which is a very good, very good time for you, because they just have to throw the Future Sight. Although it does a lot of damage, Moonblast is super effective. It does get the chance to attack for your attack to drop, which would not be very good for you. You can take another Future Sight, no problem. I don't think I would have shielded that. I think I would have let it go. And yeah, you just could commit it to the farm down. My goodness gracious. Because now comes out the Obstagoon, and you have a Cobalion for this muck here. Could have had a shield up. Don't want to go for the Stone Edge there. Don't go for the Sacred Sword. Even though it's a shield bait, it is what it is. Thunder Punch, not doing a lot of damage. You're going to be resisting these poison jabs. Again, going for the shield bait. I think they're going to save all shields for Obstagoon, but you get the shield. Very nice by your opponent to shield the Stone Edge. It's not gonna really matter anyways. Thunder Punch is not doing enough damage. Now you can just go straight Stone Edge here, If they shield it, they shield it. You have a Cresselia in the back with Cycle Cut and Future Sight. Stone Edge does so much damage, and that Whambo Bambo combo play. Hello, Dragon Claw coming in. They come back in with the Obstagoon. A little bit unfortunate, but again, you have the Cresselia with the Moonblast, and you have Future Sight to knock out the Muck. Gonna get this thing into Future Sight, or sorry, Moonblast range here. Because one Moonblast doesn't knock out a Obstagoon, and an Obstagoon cannot farm me down. So they get forced to go for the Night Slash here. Does not even knock out, and you get to the Dragon Claw. This is absolutely amazing for you. Almost to put it down into a double kick range, to be honest. You can let this go through. Might be a Night Slash. It is a Night Slash, and they wombo combo play back to you. Thunder Punch, not enough to KO. You have the Sacred Sword, and that was a CMP tie, unfortunately. A little bit of an undercharge. I do like that undercharge. Now you don't have one more double kick to throw, and the Obstagoon has a Night Slash locked and loaded. This game is over anyways. They're gonna need at least 3 Night Slashes to KO you, because Cresselia is an absolute tank. Look at that. Night Slash does absolutely nothing. They do get the boost, and you're going for the Bad Manners Future Sight, and that's gonna be a good game. Well played to both trainers there. My goodness, look at the bulk on Cresselia and Giratina. Even the bulk on Cobalion is amazing. Like, this team is just a threat all around. A little bit of an awkward matchup here. Cobalion into Cobalion. Gonna throw the Sacred Sword. They went for the extra, which is honestly quite nice by you. I would throw in one more double kick and try to catch on the Giratina. Because you have such a better matchup in the back here, and they catch on the Pidgeot, this is absolutely horrible for you. You have to swap out right away, or this Pidgeot is going to get a massive farm down, or you should have went straight for the Stone Edge. But Sacred Sword is going to put them into a range. Maybe you can get to a second one here. You got that double kick through. Is it worth a shield? It's not. Feather Dance comes in, that KOs. You come in with the Giratina, getting to this Dragon Claw faster than you would the Moonblast or the Future Sight. So I do like that play, but you are going to get double debuffed. So this Dragon Claw is now not going to be enough to KO, and you can't necessarily farm down the Pidgeot, but you come in with Cresselia and get the perfect farm down. In comes the Cobalion. I'm pretty sure this is just the Sacred Sword. Oh, it is the Stone Edge. Okay, I miscounted. I'm not really counting here, but... Okay, either way, Stone Edge does not do a whole heaping load of damage, and you don't have the Grass Knot for the Jellicent. Just gonna have to go straight Moonblast here. Hope for the attack drop, because Jellicent in the back with 2 shields is very scary. Shadow Ball is gonna be doing enough to KO, but they bait you with the Surf, and that is a game losing bait by your opponent. Another Surf coming in. This is the Shadow Ball, actually left right. Good night to that. Oh, Cresselia, my goodness gracious, I feel sorry for you. Shadow Sneak coming in. That does do nice damage, and here you can just double shield, go straight for the Dragon Claws, and you should be able to outpace, but you have cojones of steel, calling the Surf bait. You love to see it, and the opponent quits the match. GG's. Terrible lead for you. You have to swap into Giratina, but they end up swapping into a Drapion. A great counter swap by the opponent. They could have farmed up a little bit of extra energy, to be honest, because Drapion does have a nice winning matchup versus Giratina anyways, because they get to those crunches way faster than you're going to get. Actually, pretty much on par to what you're going to get to the Dragon Claws, but Crunch just does so much more damage, where it takes 3 Dragon Claws to knock out. It's only going to take 2 Crunches to knock out this Giratina here. But the good news is you're going to come in with Cobalion. You can take a crunch, no problem, and you're going to get a massive farm down here. And that crunch does not get the defense drop, which is huge on your end of the part. Unfortunately, they do get to another move. Drapion is very spammy, and look at that, debuffed her. Not very effective moves, getting you into the deep red, and they come in with the Charizard, calling that you would go for the Sacred Sword. I would have baited here again just to save some energy, because you know they're going to shield this one up. And unfortunately, you do have the Future Sight here on the Cresselia. Now, is this worth a shield? I think it is. Dragon Claw would have just been enough to KO, I think. Actually, I'm not sure. It's resisted damage. It would have been very, very close. Now Haxor is coming in, breaking swipes, going to town here. They have no shields. Moonblast, Haxorus is glassy. Is it enough to KO? It's not. That is so unfortunate, but you do get the attack drop back here, which is absolutely amazing. Gonna be able to get the farm down. Now you just have to make it to the future site, but you are double debuffed. Gonna have to no shield this, but it's the blast burn. And my goodness, can you get the swap in time? And yes, you do. So you reset the debuff, you have a shield locked and loaded. You had the future site locked and loaded, sorry. You have the shield to block up the move, but are you on 1 HP? No, you're not. And future sight is going to be enough to KO this Charizard. And that's going to be a good game. Very, very close game. I like the attempt to switch out. I don't think the future sight was going to be enough with the double debuff. So, terrible lead here. Cresselia into Cobalion. You're gonna have to eat this Moonblast. It is neutral damage, but it's a future sight, and that does massive damage. Not wanting to throw the Stone Edge there and swapping into the Giratina, throwing on CMP tie. Night Slash is gonna be coming in. I like the no shield on the first one, just in case they do get that boost on the second one. Dragon Claw gonna be doing nice damage. Not really. My gosh, Gliscor is so thick. Dragon Claw honestly is not a huge damaging move, and you can spam it out relatively fast, but it just does nothing. It's going to take at least 3 Dragon Claws plus Shadow Claw damage, maybe to KO this thing, but they're going to outpace you, and you come back in with the combo wombo play. Sacred Sword isn't enough to KO. You do get the shield, which is massive, and unfortunately they catch the second Sacred Sword on the Cresselia. Now this Cresselia is going to be a little bit difficult to take care of. You are up a shield and you do have a Cresselia on your own. Now, the Moonblast is not enough to KO. You do get a nice Stone Edge here worth of damage, and that puts the Cresselia very low, but they get a massive farm down. Now, you're coming in with Giratina. You're going to soak up all this damage here, and Cresselia comes back in. You want to go for the Moonblast here. Future Sight is going to be resisted. Moonblast is going to be neutral, and you get the chance for the attack drop here. So Moonblast going to be coming in, going to be doing nice damage. Not enough to KO the Cresselia, unfortunately. You can't Psycho Cut this thing down, so hopefully this one does not get the attack drop, and that is massive for you. Going to over farm just slightly. Don't want them to get another Moonblast off because you are getting quite low. You do have a shield up. Low battery coming in. Night Slash coming in. Hopefully this doesn't get the boost because you can't Psycho Cut this Gliscor down before it gets to another move, and you're forced to expend both shields here. Night Slash, possibly the hardest hitting move in the game, unless it's an Ampharos that comes in with a Brutal Swing, and now you got to go for the future sight, but Brutal Swing is gotten to, and that's gonna almost KO you, but you have the future sight, and unfortunately I don't think this is enough to KO. It is not, and that's gonna be a good game. Very well fought, a little bit hard countered on your end, but either way, very well fought. For Humble Cow 420 or 420 if you're into that. But anyways, I'd like to ask you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't. I know I really haven't been making content lately, but the new season coming out, you sure I'm gonna be spewing out content left, right, center. I might do a video on move updates and new Pokemon that might be coming out that's gonna be massive. So stay tuned for that. Hit that notification button if you want to, get a notification whenever I put out a video, and be sure to hit that subscribe button. It'd be greatly appreciated. It really helps out the channel. Also hit that like button. That's, again, I'm asking a lot, but hey, thank you. I appreciate it. It's awesome, and it really helps out the channel. So Scrappy on the lead here. You're gonna come in with Giratina. Again, I like this play. You're gonna get to these Dragon Claws very fast here, and you get the second shield of the game. So I would definitely shield this up. It's just a power up punch, but if you do have to expend both shields, then you got to expend both shields. Gonna no shield this. It's just a power up punch and another lower battery. You got to charge that phone there, my friend. Gliscor gonna be coming in, and Gliscor is an issue because it gets to these Night Slashes as soon as you get to the Dragon Claws, and it's gonna win CMP every time. And unfortunately, you threw the Dragon Claw as soon as that. The Scrafty had the power up punch, so couldn't have farmed down at all, unfortunately. But Moonblast gonna be coming in, doing massive damage, and now this is gonna be super effective damage with the lunge, and you end up shielding it. Either way, lunge is doing a lot of damage, and so is the Night Slash if they don't get the boost. But now your attack is lowered, and this Gliscor could be a little bit troublesome to take care of. It has so much energy as well. First Night Slash gonna be coming in. Does that get the boost? Thank gosh, it does not get the boost. You save some energy and you come in with the Giratina, possibly catching a move. Does it have the Night Slash. No, it doesn't. And even if it did, I don't think Night Slash would have been enough to KO the bulky Cresselia. Left, right, good night to that Gliscor, and that's going to be a good game. Well played to both trainers here. Hopping into the next matchup, a little bit of a longer video. I'm not sure how many battles these are. I think they're like 10 or so. I'm assuming they're 10 battles, but I'm not really 100% positive on this. Oh, but if you also want to send in your own battles for submission, there's a link in the description down below. I would be gladly happy to showcast them, as I do love doing these showcasts here. So, all right, Giratina into Jellicent. Not the best lead for either Pokemon, but or matchup, sorry. But you do want to preserve switch here, so going for another Shadow Sneak. Honestly, Dragon Claw would have been the move here, as you would have gotten to 2 Dragon Claws by the time they would have gotten to 2 Surfs. And ooh, I would have thrown 1 Shadow Claw there before you throw in the Dragon Claw, because now they're just able to farm down. You don't win switch, unfortunately. Well, that would have been amazing for you, because it's an Aggron at the Aggron is in the lead, so let's hope that whatever's in the back Cobalion can kind of answer to, because Cresselia's moveset is completely walled here by Aggron. Oh, is that a Clefable? I seen Fairy Wind. It is a Clefable, and unfortunately Clefable just gets these moves very, very fast as well. They're gonna be staying in. They're gonna, they charged up so much energy. I would assume they're at a Moonblast with the Clefable. Future Sight gonna be resisted, but Aggron is quite squishy. Unfortunately, these Psycho Cuts are not doing any damage, and Stone Edge is gonna be doing a lot of damage. But it's a Meteor Beam, and my goodness gracious, that did a boatload of damage to that bulky Cresselia. Moonblast coming in. I'd go for Future Sight here. It does stab. It is stab, so it's gonna do a little bit more damage, but the attack fall would be nice. Heavy Slam coming in. Oh, that is so unfortunate. You're gonna have to shield this. It is gonna be a Meteor Mash, but you're at such low HP that you cannot survive another move. Does the Stone Edge knockout? Not quite, and they have the back-to-back moves, and that's gonna be a good game. Well played to both trainers here. A little bit hard countered in the end game, but you had to preserve switch there. So if we go back here to that matchup, to the mid-game matchup, you need to preserve switch here, even if you go down both shields, because your lead matchup is so one-sided that, and Cresselia doesn't need shields because it's a bulk monster. If you would have just taken that first lead matchup, you would have had Cobalion on there, and then you would have had your Cresselia on the Clefable, which Cresselia would have did fine. Future Sight, 0 shields down, would have 2 Future Sights would have been enough, and you could have came in with Cobalion, maybe double kick down. That would have been the game. But unfortunately, it is what it is. You played your heart's contention out, and remember, switch advantage might be the whole game, but you don't know that because you don't know the team composition. Either way, thank you again for Humble Cow 420 for sending these battles. I really appreciate that. If you want to send your own battles, link in the description down below. Hit that like button, comment if you want to see anything in the future, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see everybody in the next video.